What if we told you that buried deep within Jewish history lies a genetic secret so powerful, so controversial, that it could rewrite everything we know about identity, ancestry, and even religion itself? For thousands of years, the Jewish people have been at the center of history's greatest mysteries. Their survival against all odds, their influence on civilizations, and their unbroken traditions have fascinated scholars and skeptics alike. But beneath the surface of this ancient faith, hidden in the very bloodlines of its people, lies a truth so explosive that it has been suppressed, ignored, and fiercely debated. Today, we go beyond the myths, beyond the legends, beyond what you were taught in school or synagogue. We dive into the shadows of history to uncover the darkest DNA secrets of the Jewish people, secrets that have been hidden for centuries, secrets that could shatter long-held beliefs about who the Jews really are and where they came from. Are the Jewish people truly the direct descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? Or does their DNA tell a different story, one of mass conversions, lost empires, and forgotten tribes? Why do some of the most guarded genetic studies on Jewish ancestry spark outrage, censorship, and even accusations of conspiracy? And what does science really say about the bloodlines of the world's oldest surviving religion? Buckle up, because this journey is about to challenge everything you thought you knew. By the end of this video, you may never look at history or your own DNA the same way again. For thousands of years, the mystery of the 10 lost tribes of Israel has captivated historians, religious scholars, and scientists. According to the Hebrew Bible, these tribes were exiled from the ancient kingdom of Israel in the 8th century BCE, vanishing from recorded history. But did they truly disappear? Or does their DNA still live on in unexpected places around the world? Modern genetics has uncovered something astonishing. Jewish ancestry is far more widespread than we ever imagined. From the mountains of Afghanistan to the villages of Africa, traces of ancient Israelite DNA appear in populations with no obvious connection to Judaism. Take the Lemba tribe of southern Africa. For generations, they've claimed descent from Jewish ancestors. Skeptics dismissed it as legend until DNA tests revealed something shocking. Many Lemba men carry the Cohen modal haplotype, a genetic marker found in Jewish priestly lines. This wasn't just coincidence, it was proof of a deep ancestral link. Then there are the Pashtuns of Afghanistan and Pakistan. Certain clans follow customs eerily similar to ancient Jewish rituals, lighting candles on Friday nights, avoiding certain foods, and even wearing fringes on their garments like the biblical tzitzit. Genetic studies show some share ancestry with Middle Eastern Jewish populations. Could they be descendants of the lost tribes? Even more surprising? Some researchers point to possible links in Japan. The ancient Tengu clan and certain Shinto practices bear curious resemblances to Israelite traditions. While this theory is hotly debated, it raises a fascinating question. Did the lost tribes scatter farther than anyone thought? What does all this mean? The old idea that the 10 tribes simply vanished may be wrong. Instead, their descendants could be hidden in plain sight, their stories written not in scrolls, but in their very DNA. The mystery isn't solved yet, but one thing is clear: history's greatest disappearance case might finally have some answers. What if everything you thought you knew about Jewish ancestry was turned upside down? Here's the bombshell. A significant portion of modern Jews may not descend from the ancient Israelites at all, but from a medieval empire you've probably never heard of. Meet the Khazars, a powerful Turkic kingdom that ruled between the Black and Caspian Seas from the 7th to 11th centuries. Historical records, including letters from Jewish scholars and Arab travelers, confirm something extraordinary. The Khazar royalty and elite converted to Judaism, but did their descendants become today's Ashkenazi Jews? This is the Khazar hypothesis, and it's one of history's most heated debates. The genetic clash. Middle Eastern roots. Some DNA studies show Ashkenazi Jews share strong genetic ties with Levantine populations, modern-day Israel, Palestine, Lebanon, Syria, and the European mix. Other research reveals Ashkenazi DNA also contains signatures from southern and eastern Europe, consistent with mixing over centuries. The missing link. So far, no direct genetic evidence proves mass Khazar ancestry in Ashkenazi Jews, but the historical puzzle remains. Why does this matter? If the Khazar theory were true, it would mean millions of Ashkenazi Jews descend primarily from converts, not the biblical Israelites. This isn't just about science. It challenges identity, heritage, and even political narratives about who belongs in the Middle East. The backlash. Critics, including many geneticists, call the Khazar theory pseudoscience, a myth weaponized by anti-Semites to undermine Jewish ties to Israel. Supporters argue it's just history, not hate, and deserves unbiased study. The bottom line. Science hasn't settled this debate yet. But one thing's clear, Jewish DNA tells a far more complex story than any single theory can explain. For over 3 millennia, Jewish tradition has guarded an extraordinary claim that the Kohanim, the priestly class, are direct descendants of Aaron, brother of Moses. It was a sacred lineage passed from father to son, until modern genetics put it to the ultimate test. In the 1990s, scientists made a bombshell discovery, a distinct genetic marker appearing in Jewish men with priestly surnames, Cohen, Cohen, dubbed the Cohen modal haplotype, CMH. This Y chromosome signature was found in about 50% of self-identified Kohanim, only 5% of general Jewish males. The plot thickens. Not all Cohens are genetic Cohens. Some men with priestly surnames lack the CMH, suggesting either breaks in the paternal line, infidelity, adoption. Historical cases of non-priests assuming the title, surprising non-Jewish carriers. The CMH also appears in Muslim populations in the Levant, some Kurdish and Bedouin groups. This implies either ancient shared ancestry before Judaism formed, later conversions, intermarriage. The big questions. If DNA proves some priestly lines are broken, does this challenge religious authority? 2. Could genetic testing one day determine who can legitimately claim priestly status? What we know for sure. The CMH is real, dates back 3,000 years, matching the biblical Aaron timeline, and shows remarkable preservation, but with enough exceptions to keep historians and rabbis debating. The takeaway. Science has confirmed the Cohen lineage in a way ancient Jews could never imagine, while revealing that even the most sacred bloodlines aren't perfectly pure. History's darkest chapters forced thousands of Jews to make an impossible choice: convert, flee, or die. But while official records could be destroyed and identities erased, genetic memory lasts forever. Today, DNA tests are uncovering astonishing family secrets, revealing how Jewish ancestry survived against all odds. The silent survivors. The Anusim, the forced ones. After Spain's 1492 expulsion, many Sephardic Jews pretended to convert to Catholicism while secretly practicing Judaism. Modern DNA studies show 15–20% of Latin Americans carry Sephardic Jewish ancestry, especially in Mexico, Colombia, and Puerto Rico. Families discovering hidden Hanukkah menorahs or hearing elderly relatives whisper Hebrew prayers now understand why. The Bene Israel of India claimed descent from Jewish shipwreck survivors 2,000 years ago, lived as Hindus, Muslims, but kept Sabbath oil lamps and circumcision. Genetic tests in 2002 confirmed Middle Eastern Jewish roots. The Zuetas of Mallorca, publicly Catholic for 500 years after forced conversions, still avoided intermarriage and were socially stigmatized. 2011 DNA study proved they maintained Sephardic ancestry. The chilling reality. These aren't just historical footnotes. Millions unknowingly carried Jewish DNA from ancestors who concealed their identity to escape. The Spanish Inquisition's torture chambers. Ottoman Empire's jizya taxes on Jews, pogroms across Eastern Europe. Why this matters today. As genetic testing becomes mainstream, more people are confronting shocking truths about their heritage, proving that persecution couldn't erase biological legacy. These discoveries rewrite family histories and challenge what we thought we knew about cultural assimilation. A seismic question shakes the foundation of Jewish identity. Can you be authentically Jewish if your skin is black and your ancestors came from Africa? The story of Ethiopia's Beta Israel community forces us to confront this uncomfortable debate head-on. The Ethiopian Jewish paradox. Ancient roots, modern recognition. Practiced kashrut, dietary laws, circumcision and Sabbath for centuries. Isolated from world Jewry until 20th century. Israel's 1973 rabbinic ruling accepted them as Jews, with conditions. What DNA reveals? Genetic studies show links to Yemenite Jews, 4th-5th century connections. Some Aaronite priestly markers in Beta Israel Kohanim. Strong intermixing with local African populations. The rabbinic dilemma. Orthodox authorities demand conversion ceremonies for many Ethiopian immigrants. Claim break in tradition requires reaffirmation of Jewish status. Critics call this institutional racism against black Jews. The bigger picture. This controversy exposes Judaism's identity crisis at the intersection of halakha, Jewish law, traditionally matrilineal descent, cultural practice, centuries-old traditions, genetic science, new ancestral evidence. Why this matters now? As DNA testing expands, more African communities like Uganda's Abayudaya, South Africa's Lemba, are claiming Jewish roots. The question isn't going away. Who holds the authority to define Jewishness in the 21st century? Science is about to rewrite Jewish history. Again, with genetic technology advancing at breakneck speed, we're on the verge of discoveries that could reshape ancient mysteries. Next-generation DNA analysis may finally confirm or debunk the Khazar origin theory once and for all. Trace exact migration routes of the lost tribes. Identify currently unknown Jewish diaspora communities. Challenge religious boundaries. Rabbinical courts already face dilemmas when converts discover Jewish ancestry through DNA. Matrilineal descent rules clash with genetic evidence. The rise of affordable testing could force Judaism to redefine who qualifies as Jewish, how conversion processes work, transform global identity. As millions take DNA tests, we'll see more Latin Americans discovering hidden Sephardic roots, additional African tribes claiming Jewish connections, potential reunification of scattered genetic cousins. The ultimate irony? The same technology revealing Judaism's complex past may ultimately prove its remarkable unity, showing how diverse groups maintained distinct traditions while sharing surprising biological links. The only certainty? The next decade of genetic research will change everything we thought we knew about Jewish history. After this extraordinary journey through Jewish genetic history, one truth stands undeniable. Every strand of DNA tells a story no book could preserve. From the peaks of Ethiopia to the shtetls of Europe, from forced conversions to priestly bloodlines, we've seen how science is rewriting what it means to be Jewish. The revelations keep coming. Your co-worker with no Jewish background might carry Cohen genes. That family recipe passed down generations could be a relic of crypto-Judaism. Entire communities may be living testaments to history's forgotten chapters. Yet with each discovery comes deeper questions. Does shared DNA matter more than shared faith? Can a blood test determine who belongs? Will these findings heal divisions or create new ones? Here's what we know for sure. The Jewish people's survival, against all odds, left biological footprints across continents. Now as science pulls back the curtain, we're all left wondering, how many more secrets are waiting in our genes? The most shocking revelation might still be coming, and it could be hiding in your DNA.